The battle with Vegeta had ended differently than anyone expected. While the Saiyan prince survived, he left Earth with a scar on his pride not from Goku, but from a boy not yet 10 years old. Gohan's beast transformation had carved itself into Vegeta's memory, haunting him with the possibility that this half-breed might be the true Saiyan of legend. But for Earth, the fight was only the beginning. Piccolo's warnings had come true. Gohan's power wasn't something the world could ignore. And when word of the Dragon Balls on Namek spread, the Z-fighters knew they needed to act fast. A new, terrifying threat loomed, and the fate of the universe hung in the balance. Bulma, Krillin, and Gohan boarded the spaceship to planet Namek. Unlike the original history, where Gohan was timid and hesitant, this version of Gohan carried himself differently. He was still gentle at heart, but there was a fire behind his eyes. His beast form had awakened more than power, it had given him confidence, and with it, a profound sense of responsibility. During the long trip, Gohan trained harder than anyone. Every time his aura flickered white, the ship itself rattled, groaning under the sheer force. Krillin tried to hide his unease, but he couldn't help muttering to Bulma one night. "Sometimes I wonder if Gohan's scarier than the Saiyans we're about to face," Krillin whispered, his voice laced with a nervous tremor. Bulma could only nod, her expression grim. "Let's just hope he's on our side," she replied, a shiver running down her spine. The power emanating from the young boy was truly immense, a force of nature barely contained. When the group reached Namek, things escalated quickly, spiraling into chaos. Vegeta was already there, hunting Dragon Balls with ruthless efficiency. But so was Frieza, who dispatched his fearsome Ginyu Force, a collection of the galaxy's most elite warriors. In the original timeline, Goku's arrival was the turning point, the moment hope ignited. But this time, the savior was already present. This time, it was Gohan who stepped forward. The battlefield cracked as Gohan unleashed his beast form against the Ginyu Force. Recoome, the hulking brute, didn't last a minute. One devastating strike from Gohan sent him flying into a distant mountain, unconscious and utterly defeated. Berter and Geese, the speed demons, tried to overwhelm him with their lightning-fast teamwork. But Gohan's aura pulsed, a blinding white light that froze them mid-attack. He slammed them into the ground with brutal efficiency, their boasts turning to whimpers. Even Captain Ginyu, proud and ruthless, realized the terrifying truth. This power isn't possible. He's just a child. Ginyu's arrogance, however, cost him dearly. He tried to body swap with Gohan, a desperate gamble. But the attempt backfired spectacularly, consumed by the boy's unstable, overwhelming aura. Ginyu was left broken and defeated, his mind shattered before he even understood what he had truly faced. Vegeta, watching from the shadows, clenched his fists until his knuckles turned white. His pride screamed in protest, a furious roar against the undeniable truth. But even he couldn't deny it, Gohan wasn't just strong. He was terrifying, a force that defied all known limits. Word spread quickly to Frieza, carried by the terrified whispers of his remaining soldiers. At first, the Emperor laughed off the rumors of a mere child defeating his elite squad. He dismissed it as impossible, a desperate fabrication. But when he sensed the massive energy signature racing toward him, a power that dwarfed anything he had ever encountered, his smile vanished. Frieza didn't wait for pleasantries or posturing. He transformed into his second form almost immediately, then his third, and finally his terrifying final form. Against Gohan's beast aura, holding back was not just foolish, it was suicide. The clash that followed shook Namek to its very core, tearing at the fabric of the planet. Frieza's death beams, capable of obliterating entire armies, split the sky with their destructive power. But Gohan's white aura shattered them like fragile glass, deflecting every attack with effortless grace. With every scream, every devastating blow, the young boy pushed the galactic tyrant further back, forcing him to fight for his very survival. Krillin and Vegeta stood in stunned silence, their minds struggling to comprehend the spectacle before them. The legend of the Super Saiyan had always been whispered about, a myth of ultimate power. But this felt like something entirely different, something beyond even the oldest, most sacred stories. Frieza snarled, blood dripping from his lip, his voice a guttural growl of pure rage. "You dare! You dare challenge me? But Gohan's eyes glowed with an incandescent fury, his hair spiking higher as his beast form stabilized, reaching its terrifying peak. You hurt my friends. You killed my people. I won't forgive you. With a roar that echoed across the dying planet, he unleashed a wave of power that forced Frieza to his knees. For the first time in decades, the Galactic Emperor felt utterly helpless, his reign of terror crumbling. In the original history, it was Goku's transformation into a Super Saiyan after Krillin's death that turned the tide, a moment of legendary awakening. But here, on this ravaged planet, the torch never needed to pass. The power was already unleashed. When Frieza, in a desperate, cowardly act, struck down Krillin, Gohan didn't need another push. His beast aura flared brighter than ever, a supernova of raw power. It overwhelmed even Frieza's 100% full power, rendering the tyrant's ultimate form insignificant. The planet itself began to crumble under their cataclysmic clash, unable to withstand such immense forces. And then, with a final earth-shattering explosion, it ended. A devastating blast from Gohan's small hands, charged with the fury of 1,000 suns, engulfed Frieza entirely. The Galactic Emperor was hurled into the core of Namek, consumed by the planet's fiery heart. The Emperor of the Universe, the most feared being in existence, was gone. As the dust settled, a profound silence fell over the devastated landscape. Gohan collapsed, unconscious from the sheer unimaginable strain, his body pushed beyond all limits. Goku, who had arrived moments before the final blow, caught his son in his arms, staring down at him with equal parts pride and disbelief. He did it. He actually did it, Goku whispered, his voice filled with awe. Even Vegeta, his pride shattered and his worldview irrevocably altered, couldn't deny the truth. Deep down, a small, unfamiliar part of him felt something akin to awe. That boy, he's not just the future of the Saiyans, he's the future of the universe. And so, with Frieza defeated not by Goku, but by the beast-born child, the Dragon Ball story veered further from its original path. A new legend had been forged, a new era begun. But one question lingered in the minds of all who witnessed it. If Gohan could destroy Frieza so young, with such terrifying power, what kind of enemies would the universe send next? What greater threats lay waiting in the vast, unknown cosmos?